Are you ready? Hey, think you could tell us what to do? You think you could tell us what to wear?
Hey everyone, and welcome to the Jobbing Out podcast. The first episode, actually. I was gonna wait until next week, but I'm just so excited for WrestleMania. My name's Nelson Carroll, and today I'm gonna be giving you my NXT Stand and Deliver and WrestleMania 40 predictions. Stay tuned afterwards for information about this channel and its future. Oh, and just to let you know, I watch NXT and love NXT. If you don't, and don't care to hear my Stand and Deliver predictions, skip to the timestamp on screen. Without further ado, let's get into the predictions. Izzy Dame, JC Jane, and Kiana James versus Fallon Henley, Thea Hale, and Kalani Jordan in a 6-woman tag match. I am so hyped for this match. I'm a huge fan of Thea Hale, and I can't wait to see her go at JC Jane this weekend. I'm also excited for the rest of the match. I know this is going to be really good. My prediction, though, Thea, Fallon, and Kiana will win. Nathan Frazier and Axiom versus the Wolf Dogs. I love both of these teams. Every one of them is so talented in their own way, and I'm confident this match is going to steal the show. That being said, Corbin doesn't really need a title, and Braun Breaker needs to fully move to SmackDown. Though I'll be devastated to see the Wolf Dogs split up, I believe Axiom and Nathan Frazier are going to be taking the tag titles home. Dijak versus Obafemi versus Josh Briggs. I could see this one going in multiple ways. You'll hear me say this a lot in this episode. But I have this feeling that Dijak's going to take the championship. I've seen those push Dijak signs. He's got support, and I think he'd be a great transitional champion. I don't see Briggs taking it. He doesn't feel like he's had enough build, but you just never know. He's the face, after all. He may get the title to boost his standing. Oba could definitely retain here. He's been pretty dominant so far, but to that point, I don't think he needs a championship to be successful. Final prediction, Dijak. Lyra Valkyria versus Roxanne Perez. This match will be great, I know. Roxanne and Lyra are super talented. I see Roxanne taking this, though. She'll just get more heat after being a brat about the title and then winning anyway. Final prediction, Roxanne wins. Ilya Dragunov versus Tony D'Angelo. The build for this match has been stellar. All of the vignettes are fantastic, and both look like extremely strong contenders. Ilya has been undefeated since No Mercy, and always seems to be able to fight through whatever's thrown at him. But the Don always seems to have a plan. I expect him to take the title this weekend, but not without a fight from Ilya. Trick Williams versus Carmelo Hayes. This match will definitely be the best of Stand and Deliver, and will definitely be in the top 5, maybe even the top 3 matches of the weekend, if I could be so bold. The build for this has been pristine. The heat on Carmelo is nuclear, and Trick is one of the most over wrestlers in the company right now. The fans chant "whoop that Trick" on the main roster shows almost weekly now. These two are some of the best performers in the company right now, and this will be a beautiful match, I know. My prediction, however, is Trick Williams for the win. Then Carmelo will be free to get called up to the main roster this summer. Now for what you've probably come for, the WrestleMania predictions. Dragon Lee and Rey Mysterio versus Dominic Mysterio and Santos Escobar. This match has had mild build only for Rey and Santos, and Dragon Lee and Dominic were thrown in at the last second to make it a tag match. That being said, I don't hate to see this match. It seems like it's fueling Judgment Day tension more than it's fueling LWO and Legado del Fantasma's feud. On top of that, I saw some things that said Carlito looked upset that Lee had been picked to be Rey's tag partner, kicking off a potential heel turn for Carlito. I watched the segment again, and I'm not sure if I see it. All of those factors included, however, I predict a Santos and Dom win. It could continue to solidify Dom's bond with Legado del Fantasma and stir the Judgment Day pot, and the loss could heat things up with the LWO. Maybe. Plus, WWE hates to book Dragon Lee to win on TV anyway. Didn't he lose on the first episode of WWE Speed? Is anybody watching that? Let me know in the comments below. Jade Cargill, Naomi, and Bianca Belair versus Damage Control. I found it weird that WWE wasn't booking a women's tag title bout at Mania, but hey, the Kabuki Warriors are still on the show, so I'm not going to complain too much. This match takes place before the Women's Universal title match on Sunday, meaning that whoever wins this match could end up directly affecting Bayley's morale. I don't think they're going to want to have Jade lose her first match, especially on the grandest stage of them all. And Damage Control finally losing, especially if they try to win by cheating, could get a lot more hype behind Io and Bayley. Final prediction, Jade, Bianca, and Naomi are going to take this win. I'll even go as far as to say that Jade is going to be the one pinning for the 3 count. The 6-pack ladder match. Now, this one's interesting, because on Monday, Michael Cole said something about, and I don't remember exactly the phrasing of what he said, that made it sound like there was going to be a potential split of the titles at Mania, which would be really fun. I've wanted them to do this for a while, and I think we could see some great tag team action with split titles. Cannot put into words how desperately I want Awesome Truth to win at least one of the 2 titles. That being said, I think at Mania we're going to see DIY walking away with the Raw tag titles and Waller and Theory walking away with the SmackDown tag titles. Waller and Theory could have tag champion turmoil that fuels their eventual breakup. Jey Uso versus Jimmy Uso. I'm really excited to see this match because I know how much the Usos wanted this match. Still no announcement at the time of recording as to whether or not Rikishi is going to be reffing this match as a special guest referee, but at this point I'm assuming he won't be. I'm struggling with predicting this one, because I could see it going either way. I think I'm going to go with a Jey win, and after the match he forgives Jimmy. I could also see it with Jimmy winning, which would then put some more heat on Jimmy, as well as the bloodline going into night 2 and beyond. But ultimately, I'm thinking Jey's going to win. Gunther versus Sami Zayn. Gunther is my favorite Intercontinental Champion of all time, and there's no denying he's had a legendary run as the champion. That being said, all good things must come to an end. I believe Sami is going to beat Gunther at WrestleMania, despite interference from the rest of Imperium, and being taken to his limit by Gunther. Also hope Gable walks him out. I'm thinking that there will be a program between him and Sami at the future. I really wanted Gable to be in this match, but Sami's so much more over than he is, I understand. Rhea Ripley versus Becky Lynch. Can't wait for this match. The 2 top-of-the-mountain women's stars in WWE right now. Arguably the most over women's stars in history. They've been doing such good build for this on and off TV, and ultimately, I could see this going both ways. I think, however, Mommy will ultimately come out on top and retain this time around. Like I said before, she's the most over female star right now. It's time to have her run with the title as a babyface. And the main event of night 1, The Rock and Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes and Seth freaking Rollins. This is the big match. Arguably a bigger match than night 2, but that conversation's been worn out at this point, right? The winner of the tag match decides the stipulation of the main event of night 2. I think this match is going to be a banger, but Rock and Roman are going to win this match. The idea of Cody having to deal with the bloodline the entirety of the match, as well as The Rock being on commentary, is just too good of a concept to pass up. And, unsolicited, here's my fantasy booking of how I think this match finish should go down. After a hard-fought battle, Cody hits Roman with multiple crossroads, leaving him completely out in the ring. Cody crawls across the ring to pin Roman, but then out of nowhere, Seth curb stomps Cody. He wants to pin Roman himself. Seth drags Cody to the corner and tags himself in, and then goes to pin Roman, only for The Rock to slide into the ring and hit a rock bottom. He then drags Roman over to Seth and lays him across Seth for the 3 count. Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits versus the Final Testament. Man, am I glad this is a street fight, because this match has zero hype around it. And I wish there was, but it's just not being booked to its full potential, unfortunately. That being said, I think the Final Testament should win. I think it would make them at least look mildly strong and set up for future programs. Now that's who I think should win, but WWE thinks both of the teams have a lot more momentum in this specific rivalry than they really do. I think Lashley and the Profits will get a babyface win here to triumph over the unbeatable Final Testament. LA Knight versus AJ Styles. At the time of recording this match is still a regular match. It should really be a no-holds-barred match in my opinion, but Slim Jim is sponsoring the match, so they might not want something that violent happening with their name stuck to it. Now for the winner, well, that's a clear choice. LA Knight is still extremely over and really needs this win over AJ anyway. Plus the aforementioned sponsor will want their poster boy to come out on top, I'm sure. Still super excited for this regardless, because these guys will put on a hell of a match, guaranteed. Kevin Owens versus Logan Paul versus Randy Orton. This match is going to be fun and hilarious, I'm sure. I expect KO and Randy to work together for a good portion of the match, but then for Randy to probably turn on Kevin at some point. In the end, though, considering SummerSlam will be in his hometown of Cleveland, Logan Paul's going to be walking out with the championship again. And I'm sure he'll kiss the Prime logo on the mat afterwards as well. Speaking of that, how do you all feel about having sponsorship logos in the middle of the ring? I've heard a lot of negative things about it, but is it really going to be that bad? Let me know in the comments. Io Sky versus Bayley. This match I feel should have opened one of the nights, but I also understand that not as many people are as hyped for this match as me. I love Io a lot, but I think her championship reign is coming to an end here. Despite interference from Damage Control, I see Bayley walking out with this one, perhaps with help from Naomi and Jade Cargill as well. Can't wait to see Bayley's run as a babyface champion for the first time since 2019. Seth freaking Rollins versus Drew McIntyre. So many things could happen in this match. I mean, between Punk on commentary, Damian's briefcase, and the potential heel turn from Seth that could happen the night before this match. I foresee Drew winning this. It's about time he wins a title in front of a crowd, especially WrestleMania. To segue from this into Damian and the Money in the Bank briefcase, I feel strongly WWE has booked themselves into a corner here. I mean, taking the title off Drew immediately after he wins would make everyone hate Damian. Having Damian enter mid-match and lose would make him look weak. Having him cash in on the Universal Championship or any other title would just make zero sense. And not having him cash in at all would make him look stupid. Or at least more stupid than he already looks. In kayfabe. I love you, Damian. I think he'll probably cash in on Seth mid-match and lose, but we'll just have to see. And finally, the main event of Night 2, Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes. Oh boy, anything, and I mean literally anything could happen in this match. Is it bloodline rules, interference left and right, and The Rock blasting Cody on commentary? Big name returns like Cena, Austin, or Dustin Rhodes to help save Cody? Involvement from Mama Rhodes? Bloodline banned from ringside in the first clean Universal title match in some time? Roman retaining? Cody winning? Rock turning face? Seth turning heel? Literally, the possibilities are practically endless. Ultimately, I believe it'll be bloodline rules and Cody will defeat Roman for the title. I don't think The Rock will turn face again quite yet. I think they've got a lot more heel Rock to milk out before pulling that trigger. Final prediction, Cody walks out your new WWE champion. And that's the end of the predictions. Hope you all enjoyed. Starting next weekend, I'll be posting podcast episodes every week, recapping and reviewing WWE events, and doing that every weekend until at least WrestleMania 41. Will I continue to post after that? I guess we'll see how much you guys enjoy it. So subscribe and follow me through the links in the description below. I'll be posting highlights from my episodes on Instagram, as well as here on Shorts. Also consider checking out my main channel, Vocal Artificium, which is my active voice acting showcase. See you next time on Jobbing Out.